Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to AI Marketing Grow, Reach, Succeed. My name is Michelle Eisenberg, and I am a program assistant at the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center. And for those of you who may not know, the Nasdaq Center is a nonprofit building a better path for entrepreneurs worldwide by improving inclusion, access, and knowledge in entrepreneurship. So as you will see in the chat in a moment, the Nasdaq Center provides programs, resources, and exceptional mentorship to entrepreneurs across all races, industries, and geographies. So definitely make sure to check out those links and resources in the chat. And then just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. First, let us know where you are dialing in from in the chat. Always fun to connect. And second, we will open up for live Q&A at the end of the event. So please submit your questions for us in the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen throughout the presentation, and we will try our best to get to all of them. And of course, none of what we do could be possible at the center without all of the amazing support from our sponsors, including Nasdaq, Lehigh University, Bank of the West, Airbnb, KPMG, Wilson Sonsini, Woodruff Sawyer, Microsoft Entrepreneurship for Positive Impact, BPM, and HubSpot for Startups. We are humbled by their contributions and hope you are grateful too. Awesome. Denver, UK, Florida, California, New Jersey, New Orleans, Hawaii, Nigeria. Welcome, welcome, everyone. So great to have you all dialing in from all over the place. And before we get started, we always like to launch a couple polls just to see how everyone is doing today. So I am going to launch this first poll, which is going to ask, how are you feeling? Fearful, anxious, surviving, or optimistic? Give it a few moments for everyone to submit a response here. Thank you for participating. All right, I'm going to end this poll and share these results. Optimism in the lead, always great to see, but we do have some feelings: fear, anxiety, surviving. Hopefully some of that will be addressed with our uplifting conversation today. So I'm going to stop sharing this poll and launch the second poll. What is keeping you up at night? Finance, sales, marketing, scale, pivot, team, or surviving? This one tells us a little bit about your current entrepreneurial needs so we can keep providing relevant content to all of you. Give it a few more moments. Thank you again for participating. All right, Canada, Iowa, Germany, Atlanta, welcome everyone. Mississippi, that's awesome. All right, I'm going to end this poll and share these results. All right, really close between finance, sales, and marketing, but marketing pulls ahead, which is very fitting for our topic today. So we will take all of this into account, stop sharing this poll. And without any further delay, please join me in giving a warm welcome to our special guest, Cliff Worley, Center Advisory Board Member at the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center and Senior Director of Portfolio Growth Marketing at Kapor Capital. Cliff, always great to have you here, and I'm going to pass it over to you.
Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, for joining. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to learn about AI marketing tools. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. Right, and we will get into it. All right, cool. Well, I have tons of marketing tools to tell you about today. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Oakland, California. I'm a huge Golden State Warriors fan. I was very sad that the Warriors lost and happy that the Lakers are now at the playoffs. I went to UC Berkeley for undergrad, worked in Silicon Valley for 10 years, hated my job, went to Babson for business school to get my MBA. While I was at Babson, I met Damon John from ABC Shark Tank. I worked with him for 4 years, running marketing and helping him with his Shark Tank investments. In 2016, came back to California and worked at the Kapor Center, where I ran marketing for Kapor Capital and Kapor Center. I also joined Nasdaq's Entrepreneurship Center board. And so I've been on there for 7 years. And then in 2020, I joined Kapor Capital to help our portfolio companies grow and scale through marketing. So let's jump right into it. Sorry, my slides are going to go a little bit fast here. So first, I want to talk a little bit about the state of AI. There are tons of AI tools. This was taken in February. This is kind of like a landscape of AI. And now there are over 200 tools being developed every single day, and is getting absolutely out of control. I'm trying to stay ahead of learning about all of them and pulling out the ones that are really just good for marketing and sales. Things to keep in mind, it took Uber 70 months to reach 100 million global users. Instagram, it took them 30 months to reach 100 million, TikTok 9 months, and ChatGPT, as you know, it only took them 2 months to reach 100 global monthly users. So it is growing pretty fast, but the thing you want to keep in mind, this came out actually last week from the president of OpenAI, who created ChatGPT, with Sam Altman. Only 58% of US adults have even heard of ChatGPT, and only 14% of people have actually tried it. So if you've tried it, you are a part of the early group. We're in, it's like the wild, wild west right now. So it is very early. So I'm excited to share with you some of these early tools and findings that I found have worked really well. Okay, so the goal of this presentation is really just for you to find like really one tool to help you grow your business. I know everybody has a different business. They're at different stages. You guys have different roles on the call, but I think you'll find at least, I'm hoping, one tool that will help you grow. And just to let you guys know, I'm going to be giving you these slides and then a list of all the tools at the end of the presentation. So if you stay to the end, you'll get a list of everything in the slides. So if you miss a tool or you don't write it down, don't worry, I've got you. All right, let's jump in. So the first thing I want to talk a little bit about is how AI has really revolutionized graphic design. I'm sure you guys have seen some of this stuff, but I want to tell you about a couple of tools that I've seen from a graphic design perspective that are going to make graphic design really easy. I personally suck at graphic design, but AI has made my life a whole lot easier. So the first tool I want to talk about is called Looka. And what that does is it is a tool that will help you create a logo through AI. And also like a brand guide. So I literally yesterday, somebody asked me, hey, do you have a tool that can create a logo for me? And Looka is definitely one. I've used it to create a logo for myself for one of my brands that I had back in the day. But it works really well. You just go through a couple different steps, tell you what you want, your industry, you pick a couple things that you like, and then let AI do its thing. So definitely check that out. Another tool is called Synthesia. This one's actually pretty crazy. It allows you to create AI generated videos through text. So they have like over 125 diverse avatars. And it speaks over 120 different languages. So you literally just give it text and it will speak for you in that voice. One of the things that's pretty cool, I found out recently, one of the portfolio companies in Kapor Capital's portfolio, they're creating 10,000 videos a day with this software. So if you don't like getting in front of camera and you want to use AI to make content, definitely check out Synthesia. If you don't like creating presentations, there is an app called Tome, where it will create a presentation for you. What you do is you just give it a prompt. It'll ask you what you want to create. And it really builds this beautiful design presentation. Also, Google is coming out with theirs soon, but this is kind of like a good one in the meantime to check out. Synthesia X, this one is pretty crazy. If you ever like looking for like a stock photo and you go on Google Images and you can't really find anything, or you find something, but it's got a logo on it or something. Well, what this will do is, you can say like, if you're trying to find a picture of a cherry blossom tree, you go on Google, you don't want to use that one. You can use this. It's actually a Chrome extension, and you just press a button and it will AI generate a photo for you. And then you can download that and use that, which is absolutely insane. Canva. This one I would say is probably my favorite tool out there for graphic design. They have done a lot, I guess, in the past couple of years, really at improving the product. But they've got a lot of new AI features in there that are pretty cool. One is called text to image, where you can literally just type in a prompt and it will generate an image for you of what you want. So like this example is a panda surfing on a wave, and it literally will give you just 4 different options, and you can download those and use for whatever you want. Another really cool option they have is this tool called Magic Edit, where you can literally use kind of like an eraser tool and, erase the part that you want to change or that you don't like. And then you type in a prompt like a bunch of purple flowers, and then it will show you a bunch of purple flowers, which is absolutely crazy. This tool is pretty cool. And like, even if you have a person who doesn't have sunglasses on, you just literally highlight their face, type in sunglasses, and then you get sunglasses. This is pretty game changing for Canva. I'm usually like in Canva every day using this software to just create a whole bunch of different things. And then last week, Photoshop just came out with their new beta tool, AI Photoshop tool, with this feature called generative fill, which is absolutely game changing. It is powered by another software that Adobe created called Adobe Firefly. And what that does is, I'll show you kind of how it works, is that you can take a photo. This biker is, biking in the desert, and you basically can highlight the area that you want, and then you can type in what you want to see. So, as you can see, the yellow lines are pretty much gone from this photo, but he wanted to add yellow road lines. So you literally highlight it, you click generate, and boom, the yellow lines are there. Absolutely game changing. Like, this literally came out last week, and I've been playing with it, and it's absolutely crazy. Another thing you can do is, let's say you wanted, this picture, wasn't big enough and you wanted to extend it a little bit further out. Well, what you can do is you can, make the canvas a little bit bigger, and then you can highlight the corners and hit generate, and it will fill out the rest of this area for you based on AI. So AI will basically say, okay, if this area looks like this, I'm guessing that the next area will look like this. And so this is all AI generated, which is absolutely bananas. So like, you can take photos, extend them, and it does it in probably about like 10 seconds. It's pretty quick, and I'm sure it'll get faster over time. And then, like I said, it is called, it's powered by Adobe's new technology called Adobe Firefly. It is also a standalone app that you can use. If you don't know Photoshop and you don't want to learn Photoshop, I highly suggest trying to play with Firefly. It's a whole lot easier. It's kind of like got a Canva type interface. It's pretty easy, but you can do, text to image. You can do generative fill. So like, this person probably didn't have a denim jacket on there. Then they typed denim jacket and then it showed up, and you can make these really cool text effects. So highly, highly recommend checking out Adobe's Firefly product. Okay, so let's switch over to TikTok. I know some of you guys probably use TikTok, but I want to talk a little bit about some of the tools that I've seen that are pretty cool. This one's not an AI tool, but if you're looking to grow on TikTok, it's called Sort for TikTok. It's a Chrome extension. And what this does is you can open it up on your desktop browser, and you can go to a TikTok account. Let's say you go to your competitor's account, you click the button, and it'll sort all of the videos by number of likes and number of comments. So you can see what content is performing well on a certain TikTok account. So this really helps with trying to generate content, and when you just don't have any idea of where to start. go to your competitors and then figure out what's actually working. And then also, if you want to find out like what's trending on TikTok, TikTok has a creative center. I just found out about this not too long ago, but you can see what trending hashtags are, the songs, the creators, different videos. And then you can also, they have this thing up here called top products. You can see what products are trending on TikTok as well. Really cool tool. And now one of my favorite new tools is called Foreplay. What this is it's kind of like a tool where you can save TikTok ads and Facebook ads to the platform. So like, as you know, Facebook, has a library where you can see all the current ads that are running. The problem is those ads will disappear eventually. So what this does is you can actually save those ads onto your account. But the really cool thing about it is you can take a video, and they have this thing what's called AI Briefs Beta, which is up here, is you can take a video that you find and it will rewrite the script for you based on your business. So you give it your business name, you give it a description of what your business does. It will then take the audio from that video, transcribe it, and then analyze that and train it to what your business is, and then write you out a whole new script. So that way you can produce a video that's very similar to that. Absolutely insane, game changing. I'm seeing more and more tools like this pop up. But definitely check that out. Twitter, I haven't seen a lot of AI tools for Twitter. I mean, you can always use ChatGPT to write tweets. This is just one of my general favorite Twitter tools. I've been using this. This is like my go-to in my arsenal. It's called Audience. And this tool, I don't even literally know how it's legal, but it is. And they have like a partnership with Twitter. But basically, you can get access to all the tweets on Twitter. One of the other cool things is, like, let's say you have a product and you're trying to sell to high school teachers. You can literally type in high school teacher and it will show you every single high school teacher that has high school teacher in their bio on Twitter. And the best thing about it is you can click this little button down here and you can add this group of people to your ad account on Twitter, and you can run ads specifically to these people. So the cool thing is, like, you can literally just run ads to the people that you want, and you can literally hand select them. So super powerful tool, one of my favorites. That's one of my go-tos. LinkedIn. All right. So LinkedIn tools. If you don't like posting on LinkedIn and you have an article that you want to share, but you just don't feel like coming up with a post for it, what you can do is this platform called Sid. Is you drop the URL for the article here, you click generate, it will read the article and then spit out a post for you with hashtags, and it's absolutely insane. This one I use when I just literally, I'm lazy and I just don't want to create a post, but try it out. You'll see it'll make posting to LinkedIn really easy. For those of you that are looking to like optimize your LinkedIn profile, or you're looking for a new job, highly recommend checking out CareerFlow AI. They've got this tool that will basically optimize your LinkedIn profile. All you have to do is type in your profile. It will scan it. It will give you a rating on, your headline, the copy that you're using, and it'll give you actual suggestions. And their claim to fame is that it'll help recruiters see your profile by at least 2x. So definitely check that out. TapLeo, another really cool LinkedIn platform. This one will help you create content. One of the things that's really cool is they have captured a library of like 3 million viral posts that have gone viral on LinkedIn. And with a button, with AI, you can literally like edit that post or rewrite it in your own voice, or you can disagree with the post. Really cool platform that helps you really take your LinkedIn to the next level. Final Scout. This is a new Chrome extension. What this will do is it will help you write an outreach email to somebody on LinkedIn based off of their profile. So, let me see. There we go. All right. So what it'll do is it'll go to the profile, and you can click this write email. It will pull up a prompt, and you can see, what you want to actually type to that person based off of whatever your goals are. I wouldn't recommend sending an email to Bill Gates. Not sure if he'll get it, but this is just an example that will help you with prospecting. One of my favorite LinkedIn AI tools is a tool called Engage AI. This is also a Chrome extension. And what this does is if you're super lazy and you don't feel like writing comments on LinkedIn on a post, it will do it for you. And I'll kind of show you step by step how it does. So this is an example of one of our founders in our portfolio. He just spoke at a conference. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to comment. So what I go here is when I go down to comment, this little button pops up and I can say, I want to write a friendly post, a funny post. I want to disagree. I want to congratulate or question, and then you can come up with a custom prompt. And what it'll do is it will read his post and it'll come up with a response for you. So this one is just congratulations on your speaking opportunity. I love the focus on attracting and retaining talent in today's market. Excited to hear more about the conversation. So boom. And that's it. Really quick. I spend, 10 minutes a day just doing this with people that I'm trying to either engage with, trying to get their attention. It's really good for, trying to get people's attention on LinkedIn. I know a lot of people used to just send mass messages or a friend request, but you also should think about engaging with people on LinkedIn and building the relationship there. Copywriting. I would say probably the number one copywriting tool is called Jasper.ai. A lot of people have heard about this. They were early to the game, but they help make writing really, really easy. They've got tons of different prompts and different ways of writing. They can help you write your first paragraph of your blog post. They can help you write an outline of your blog post. They can help you write Facebook ad headlines. They can help you write pretty much anything. So highly recommend checking them out. Also, if you're doing Google ads, there's a tool called WriteSonic that will help you create your Google AdWords ads. And so all you do is you type in, your product and service name in the description, and it will do all the copy for you. Email marketing. All right. So this one's not an AI tool, but just one of my favorite tools just to get inspiration on email. It's called Good Email Copy. What this does is it has collected emails from a lot of the top companies out there, and you can go in and you can click, welcome, and it'll show you, Slack's email from their welcome sequence, and then you can get inspiration from there. If you really wanted to, you can copy that, put it in ChatGPT, tell them to rewrite it, and now you've got your own email sequence. So super, super cool tool that I highly recommend checking out. If you guys don't like responding to emails and want AI to do it for you, there's a tool called Superflows. What it will do, it will read your email. You click the little S button there, and it will summarize the email of what happened, and then two, it'll give you a response of what you want to respond to, and it's pretty cool. Now, also, if you wait a little bit, Google is actually coming out with their own AI writing tool for Gmail. It's called Help Me Write. They just demoed it, I think maybe last week or 2 weeks ago at Google I/O's conference, where it will be able to, read the email prior and then send it and give a response. And if the response isn't long enough, you can click elaborate. It'll make it longer. Or if you don't like the response that it gave you, you click recreate. This is going to be game changing. It's going to help us be way more productive. Okay, website tools. This one's pretty crazy. I found this one a couple months back. They're based out of Barcelona, but it's called Get It Out. And what this does is it helps you build your own marketing personas for your customer personas for your business. And one of the tools they have in there is this tool where you can type in a website and it will scrape, like, let's say your competitor, you're trying to figure out what profile or persona your competitors are going after. You can put the link to the website in there. It will scrape all the text out of it, and it will basically build a customer persona. It'll tell you the benefits, the challenges, and everything that they're going after for that business. And it's absolutely crazy. So you can, really use the power of AI to build your marketing personas. They also have a tool where you can build a marketing persona from a job title. So you can type in a job title and it will help you build all that stuff out there, because building a customer persona is like very, very, very important when trying to get sales, is making sure that you know everything about your customer, their pain points, and their goals. So highly recommend checking out this tool. Another tool is called Browse AI. This one will help you extract and monitor data from any website. So let's say, for example, you wanted to monitor a LinkedIn page. What you do is you just go in there, you type in the LinkedIn page, and then you can say, I want it to monitor every 15 minutes or every week. It will take a screenshot of the LinkedIn page once you input it in, and then anytime there's a change, it'll take a screenshot of it and let you know what that change is, and it'll email it to you. I also, as a side note, this one is a really good tool if you're like trying to go shopping online and something's out of stock. I use it a lot for that, and just like let me know when they have a size that I need back in. If you want to create a custom chatbot for your website, I highly recommend a tool called Chatbase. All you literally do is you put in the link to your website. It will scrape all the text and copy from the website, and will create a chatbot for that. So if you have users that come to your website and you want them to, you need them to, if they're asking a whole bunch of questions, you don't have customer support, I highly recommend just starting here with a chatbot, and it will pull all of that from your website, and pretty easy to get started and install on the website as well. Okay, productivity tools. All right, so this one, I wish I had this in business school. It is called PDF.ai, and what you can do is you can upload a PDF, and it will, you can interact with the PDF. So you can say, here's a 20-page PDF, summarize it. You can ask it questions. Pretty cool. It's a free platform, easy to install. You literally install it, upload the PDF, take seconds, and then you can chat with the PDF, which is pretty crazy. I totally wish I had this in school. Another tool is called scribe.ai. Scribe will help you create, user guides, SOPs for your business. So if you're always finding yourself like, people asking you the same question over and over, you can say, hey, Scribe, I need to create a new user guide for one of my products. It'll basically spit that out, ask you a couple different questions, and then it'll spit that out. The other thing that's really cool is you can just record yourself doing something, and Scribe will then turn it into a step-by-step document and video, which is pretty crazy. Okay, audio tools. Okay, this is pretty crazy. I've been playing around with this. I do a lot of content on social media, and I've been trying to figure out how to get AI to create a voice generator in my own voice. And so there's this tool called PlayHT, where it has a whole bunch of different voices already on there, where you can pick, different languages, different sounding voices, and you just give it text, and it will talk in that text for you. But you can also give it your voice. I played around with it this weekend, and it was pretty realistic. So now I'm no longer going to be speaking in my own voice on my own videos. I'm going to be using text to do that. So we'll see if you guys can catch that. But highly recommend checking that out. Another tool that's really cool by Adobe is called Adobe Podcast Beta. If you have like a noisy audio, or you just want to make your audio sound like podcasts ready, I highly recommend it. You literally just drag and drop the audio there, and it will come out crisp and clear. I use this for videos when it's like, there's like a garbage truck or something in the background when I'm recording, and it will enhance all of that audio for you. This tool is absolutely crazy. It's called Wondercraft.ai. What it does is it will create a podcast for you, powered by AI, and you can give it like a blog post, and you can say, this is the title of my podcast. It will give you like podcast AI generated music, and it will give you, a voice to use as well, or you can upload your own voice, which I'm going to be trying this later. But it will spit out a podcast for you, which is absolutely crazy. And I think this is going to be the next generation of podcasts is going to be AI generated. Social media tools. If you are creating ads and you want to use AI to create some of these ads, this tool, Ad Creative AI, pretty crazy. You just type in your brand colors and the description of your business, and it will spit out different ad creatives for you, and for all different platforms, which is pretty crazy. It just saves a whole lot of time. Highly recommend checking this out if you want to just like get started and get some inspiration for creating ads, and it'll do it in seconds. Okay, video tools. Okay, so this is the fun part. Some of the video tools that I use, if you want to lessen the amount of time that you spend watching YouTube videos. I learned a lot of stuff on YouTube, and I probably spend like an hour or two on the weekend doing that. But this tool will summarize a YouTube video for you. So if you want to speed up your learning, I recommend checking it out. But what happens is, so let's say you're watching this YouTube video, you click this little button here and it will transcribe the video. And then when you click it again, it will take that content and here we go, and automatically route that transcript into ChatGPT, and then it'll automatically summarize that video for you. So if you don't feel like watching the video, you just go there, get all the good points, and then you move on. You can also interact with it. So you can ask questions about the video and, tell me more about, this, that, and it will answer that for you. So pretty awesome tool. Next tool is called Opus Clip. This one is absolutely bananas. It was made by some former employees of TikTok. And what it does is, let's say you have a long YouTube video, it's really good, and you want to create clips for, like Instagram Reels or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, but like it takes a whole bunch of time, or you have to spend a whole bunch of money with an editor. You can put in your YouTube link right here, and it will literally auto edit the video for you, and it'll give you a score based on whether or not they think that is a good video for it to have like a good hook to go potentially viral. So it will auto edit the videos, it'll add the captions, and then you can download the
Oh, we lost your audio, Cliff.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what I was saying, but basically this is a tool that will help you edit your YouTube videos a whole lot faster. And you can download them and then share them to Instagram, TikTok. I also talked to these founders a couple weeks ago, and they were saying that they were building this tool as well, just to be able to upload any raw video and have it auto edit it for you, and also add captions as well. So pretty cool. Highly recommend checking out, and it is free. Next tool is called Captions. This one's pretty crazy as well. This one will just add captions to your video, but they've added some new features that I think are going to be game changing. One is they have this teleprompter feature where you can upload your script to the camera, and as you're recording the video, the script will the transcript will show on the video. So you can use basically your camera as a teleprompter, which is pretty cool. The other thing, though, is they have this feature in there where you could be reading a script looking a different direction, and you can it'll move your eyes forward with a press of a button. So it makes it look like you're actually looking at the camera. So I'll show you kind of how that looks. So this is me reading a script looking over this way. And then I can press this little button called AI Contact, and it'll make my eyes look like I'm looking forward. Now, this is absolutely crazy. I wish I could show the video, but it makes it look like I'm actually looking in person. So if you don't feel comfortable like looking at looking front facing the camera when you're recording, you can literally now just be looking this way, and then it'll move your eyes forward, which is pretty crazy. Okay, now my favorite tool out of all this is a tool called Marketing Tools You Should Know. It is my own website that I built with a friend of mine earlier this year in January, where I've been creating a lot of these videos on marketing tools. I try to do a marketing tool video a day, just showing the latest and greatest marketing tools coming out. A friend of mine who's a developer, Matt, developed this website where now you can go there and get pretty much all of the marketing tools that I've talked about today, and even more. I think I've got like 130, I think, marketing tools on there. And then with AI, there's just so many new tools that are coming out every single day. So I'm trying to have like one place just for marketers or people that are trying to do marketing to get their marketing tools on there. And then we also built out, a lot of people don't know how to use ChatGPT and don't know exactly what to prompt it. So what we've come up with are an easy way to do that. So we've got, tons of different marketing prompts. If you want to market a writing prompt or a social media prompt or email prompt, we have a whole bunch of different prompts out there that you can go to start, and then it'll go up here. You can put more detail in there. You can ask it, and then it'll spit back out the answer for you, which is pretty cool. Power of AI. And then finally, I have a newsletter that I send out weekly of all the latest and greatest marketing AI tools that I find. It goes out every single Monday. I'll get you guys the links to all of these. I see that there's tons of questions. I'm going to probably hop in there because Q&A is always the best part of this. And then so if you guys want my slides, if you want a list of all these tools, I have links to all of them. Scan this QR code into your email and you will get everything. If you want my to join my newsletter as well, you can do that. I'm going to go to this Q&A here. Actually, I should have the chat open the whole time. Awesome. So much.
Awesome, Cliff. Thank you so much. I am truly amazed by some of these tools. A couple of them I'd heard of, like Jasper, but some of these are really, really amazing. So thank you so much. And yeah, if you have a question in the audience, please drop it in the Q&A function at the bottom. We will try to get to as many as possible. So yeah, let's just jump right in. Just a couple clarification questions, because I saw a couple audience members wondering, are the tools that you shared today, are they all free or are some of them fee-based?
Yeah, so some of them are fee-based. A lot of them at least have this like free trial where you can like at least test it out. I mean, there's a lot of tools where like, I think what's good with AI, a lot of people are saying, okay, well, we'll give it to you free for the first, 5 things. And if you find value in it, then, there's a lot of tools that cost like $5 or like $10. I probably have like at least 20 tools that I'm paying for like $5 or $10 for. And so, it's fairly cheap. But I there are tools that do cost a lot of money. And what I'll do is I'll add to the tool list, I'll add which ones are free and which ones are paid just to make it a little bit easier. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super helpful. And then just a quick follow-up. So for an entrepreneur who's on a lean budget, how might they think about which tools to prioritize for their marketing stack beyond those that are free and open source? Like if they were to invest in something, how might they think about what to prioritize? Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, it always comes down to where you believe your customer is. So let's say, for example, if you have, a product that is focused on high school students or college students, you might want to focus on, tools that are specific to like TikTok or Snapchat or something like that. So you don't want to be on all the platforms, especially when you're just getting started. It's a full-time job doing social media, but there are people who have full-time jobs who just do TikTok or just do Twitter or just do Facebook. So don't stress off of being on all platforms. I would literally, when you're getting started, just pick the platform that you think your customers are on, and then just go deep in trying to find all the tools for those.
Yeah, that's super helpful. Awesome. And then we have a few questions related to kind of like the credibility of the content that AI produces. So first, we have a couple entrepreneurs wondering, if you're kind of typing in a similar, or even like if you happen to type in the same prompt as someone, like, will it give them the same results if they're like using that tool? It's kind of like that duplication.
Yeah, I think it comes down to like testing it. I mean, there's ChatGPT and then there's Google Bard. I would always start there just to see if you get different answers.
Mm-hmm.
ChatGPT now has the ability to give you the links of where they got this stuff from.
Mm-hmm.
So, you can use, I think it's called ChatGPT for browsing. It's a new plugin that they launched like a couple weeks ago, but you go into your settings. You have to be a paid user on ChatGPT, but you can go in and you can say, like browse the internet, like for this question I'm about to ask you, and then it'll give you the actual sources of where they got that information.
Oh, that's cool.
The other thing you can do, we were just doing this the other day, is that like if you get an answer that you don't necessarily like, you can tell ChatGPT to rewrite it in a certain way that you like. Make this shorter. Yeah. Can you condense this into 100 words? Mm-hmm. It all comes down to the prompt that you give it. So, but yes, it definitely can generate, similar responses. I wouldn't literally just, take everything word for word. I mean, you definitely want to read it. You definitely want to research and make sure that it makes sense. But like what I do is I will actually write something on my own, and then I'll give it to ChatGPT to, help with the grammar, the punctuations, or make this longer, make this shorter kind of thing. So at least it starts off as me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that kind of touches on something that somebody else was asking about, like the tools, whether the tools respect like copyrighted material. And it just goes back to kind of like making sure that you're doing that research into the content that it's producing for you. So that's awesome.
And another just part of like caution, I think, that when they talk about copyright and all this other stuff, is that we are in wild, wild west right now. Like ChatGPT has just kind of launched. And so there's going to be a lot of things that are similar. People are going to be, just rebranding the same stuff over and over again. Mm-hmm. But what I would really look for are the companies out there that are already large companies, and then they're just adding AI to what they're already doing. So like watch Adobe, what they're doing with Photoshop, watch Google and what they're doing. Like you can believe that their copyright and their privacy stuff is pretty good. But yeah, I mean, this is wild, wild west. So, watch what you're doing, don't put your information into something that can take your stuff. So just use at your own discretion and just use caution.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's super important. So we have a couple questions coming in, just asking about if you are aware of any kind of AI marketing tools like under this realm. So first, do you have any suggestions for an AI marketing tool that would be helpful for kind of SEO purposes? Just right off the bat.
I do. I just sent a list of SEO tools to a friend of mine. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I will grab that and put it in the chat because I literally just had this question the other day, but nothing off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Grab it. Give me a second here.
All good.
There's tons of tools though.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And so we have another question coming in here then, kind of asking, as someone with the great tech tools but limited marketing capability, I guess kind of thinking maybe potentially someone who's a solopreneur or has like a limited team, any advice on which things to kind of tackle yourself versus outsource?
Yeah, I mean, I think as an entrepreneur, I think you have to know what you're good at and what you're not good at. I find that a lot of our successful entrepreneurs really understand marketing and sales, or they understand technology. It's usually like one of those. And so I would say like when you're in your early days, either trying to find someone to partner with that either knows one or the other, as like a co-founder kind of thing, because you kind of need the 1-2 punch.
Right.
And then there's just some things that like you literally just don't know. Like SEO is like, it's one of those things that like it takes a person who's like in it to know how to do it. So like, a lot of our companies will bring on an SEO agency instead of them trying to do it as well. But I also think that it's like, if you are, like going to be like running ads before you hire an ad agency, I highly recommend that you learn how to run the ads and how to, get your right cost per clicks to a certain number. So that way, when the ads are running or the ad agencies are running ads for you, they're not like wasting your money. So I highly recommend like learning an ad platform as a founder.
Yeah, that's awesome. Super important. So I know you mentioned you kind of went through some tools that are helpful in regard to LinkedIn, TikTok, a couple other social media platforms. We have a bunch of people asking any suggestions for AI tools that kind of work well with Instagram content creation, whether it's kind of the graphics or the captions, whatever it may be.
Yeah, no, I think Instagram has, different functions and features, right? So they have like Instagram stories, and then there's like Instagram reels. And I would be looking at like, when I think about reels, I think about tools that can help me create really engaging reels. I personally use this tool called CapCut. It's the desktop version. It's free. It's like, it's the free version of Adobe Premiere or Final Cut Pro. And they're always adding stuff to it. And it's made by the owners of TikTok, ByteDance. But like, I would be using, that to just make the reels a whole lot better. And then the other piece for Instagram is like Instagram stories. So like you want to create like these engaging stories. I would be using Canva. Canva has like literally, you can go in, you can type in Instagram story. They've got tons of Instagram story templates. You can animate them, and there's only going to be more and more features that are added. So, those would be kind of like my two go-tos. And then like, what I'll do is I'll write out my own personal caption, and then I'll ask ChatGPT to like write this. I'll ask ChatGPT to act like a social media manager and say, write out this Instagram caption for me with hashtags, and it'll do it for you. So I would lean on like those three: Canva, some type of video editor, and ChatGPT.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. It's like a good baseline to start with for sure. So kind of then thinking about all of these tools that can kind of create different content for you. I know you mentioned a couple where you can like customize the tone or even like base new content off of your existing content, but are you able to elaborate on like how entrepreneurs can ensure that like the voice that's coming through is still kind of perceived as human and authentic?
Yeah. I think it's Jasper that they just launched a tool within Jasper that literally does this, where it's called like brand voice, where you can just give it all of the copy that you have that's in your brand, and then it'll memorize that. So then when you go throughout the tool, it's keeping your same brand voice throughout everything. Yeah, I believe it's Jasper, and they literally just launched that piece.
That's awesome. And so then kind of switching gears a little bit, do you have any insight into how, that's kind of the customer aspect, but do you have any insight into how investors or lenders or other kind of funding agencies, like at this moment in time, and then maybe like looking ahead, if possible, like how they're kind of perceiving businesses that are using AI in their marketing tech stack or for other purposes?
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, it's, we're at a point where it's like it's an expectation that everybody's using AI. I mean, it's, you see a pitch deck, and it, 2 weeks ago they didn't have AI, and now they do have AI. But I think it's a positive. I mean, as long as you're using it to at least for Kapor Capital, like if you're using the AI to help a whole bunch of people, then it's a really good thing. I give the analogy of like, let's say somebody who was a blog, who's hired at a company as a copywriter, and they write, one blog a week. So it takes them a week to, create the copy, get graphics, copy edit it, and then it goes live. Well, now with like all these AI tools, you can damn near do 10 in a day.
Right.
So I look at AI as really going to be making us more productive at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So that we have time to do more things or, less things at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a really helpful perspective. So kind of circling back to the customer for a moment, kind of thinking about these tools, what are some ways that they can be used to kind of potentially better understand the needs and priorities of your target market? Or do you have any like examples of other tools that might be helpful in this regard?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the, and I would just say just outside of tools, in my role, one of the things that I find that a lot of venture-backed companies really do well is they find out as much as they can about their customer in the really, really early days. And meaning to the point of like, they literally will hop on the phone with them. They'll learn about what they're reading online. They'll learn about what their concerns are, what they're going through in their life. And so that way you can really, truly understand who your actual customer is. Because there's a lot of times where I see founders fail where they're assuming that this certain customer type wants their product, and it may be wrong. And so they spend a whole lot of time going after this one thing. Let's say you're going after moms, and really what it comes down to, your product really resonates for like moms that have kids under 6, but you're going after all moms, and you don't know that it's that subgroup that is really the one that's really buying your product, and you don't know like where to double down on.
Right.
So, I mean, I think there's like, when it comes to tools, I mean, I think like just having a simple type form, after somebody buys your product, to say like, where did you hear about this? Or you're offering them some sort of Amazon gift card. And I'm talking about like just early day stuff that, you're not going to keep in your business forever, but you need to know like who your customer is and why they're buying.
And so a little bit of a follow-up to that, but so when you're interacting with customers potentially, and there's an AI tool kind of in the mix, how can you as the founder or with your business kind of ensure that privacy and security is respected? So, things like inferring private information or that kind of thing couldn't happen.
Yeah. And I think that goes back to my point about using these tools that are like larger brands, right? And so like, we have, discussions around like tools like that will take like your own meeting notes for you on like Zooms, right? And so you're like, well, I don't want, I have this like, private information, and I don't want, that stuff leaking. And so for us, it's kind of like, well, what we could do is, we know that there are tons of smaller tools out there that do that. They do it well, but because we're in like the wild, wild west phase, maybe we actually wait until Zoom comes out with it, because we know they have their stuff together, or the Google has it comes out with it. And I'm pretty sure that probably within the next, I would guarantee the next 6 months, that Zoom will have this AI tool that will transcribe every single one of our meeting notes. It'll, give us tasks. It'll send us email reminders. Hey, you said you were going to do this on this call on this day. And like, that's where we're going towards. So, I would just, be careful in the early days. I mean, it's a valid point. Yeah, there's Otter AI, and what's the other one? Firefly's AI as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Those are really great points that entrepreneurs can kind of just bring with them as they're evaluating these different tools that are available to them. And so I think we might have time for one more question.
Okay.
Marketing tools, you should know, amazing resource to kind of stay up to date on all of these new tools that are coming out. And so over time, as entrepreneurs are kind of adopting and utilizing these tools, how can they kind of reassess at a point and, kind of look at like these new tools become more available, how can they reassess and basically be like, okay, maybe I should kind of switch this function to this tool and keep this one, how might they kind of think about making those decisions?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, if you don't have a dedicated marketer on your team to be on the lookout, like I had this question a couple of presentations ago that I did, and somebody they came up with a really good idea, and they said, should I have somebody in my company that is looking for what is new and hot in AI? And I was definitely.
Yeah.
So, we were trying to come up with like, maybe this is a new position that gets created, like as an AI product manager or something like that, because like, if you saw that Adobe came out with their Photoshop generative fill feature last week, like there's a lot of things that you can do with that product. Right. Yeah. And, but you need somebody on the team to be looking out for that stuff. So I would just highly recommend just trying to stay on top of that stuff, or have somebody else in your company just, subscribe to a newsletter or podcast, a YouTube channel that talks about the latest and stuff. And because the stuff is coming out so fast and it's game changing.
Yeah.
Like I barely can even keep up with it. And just so you guys know, like personally, what I'm starting to do is on the weekends, I just have AI playtime where I'm like, what came out last week? So like this week I was playing with Adobe Photoshop. Like I saw the video and I was like, this is absolutely insane. Like I got to try it out. And I try it out. Awesome. It's like, it works. And so, and then you just, you play around with it. I posted a video from my childhood this weekend on my Instagram story, and I AI photoshopped me holding a stuffed animal, and nobody caught it. But I was like, find the AI thing in this picture. But yeah, it's new. We're in Wild Wild West beginnings. Like I said, 14% of United States have even used this thing. So you're early. Welcome to the party.
Amazing. And so just to close out, if you had one final key takeaway, piece of wisdom, something you carry with you that you wanted to leave with the audience, what would that be?
Yeah, I would say that just jump into AI head first. It is not going anywhere. They are not shutting this thing off. The train has left the station. And, I always say it's like AI is not going to take away our jobs, but you want to be able to, it is going to take away jobs, but I think the person who's going to win at the end of the day is the person that knows how to control the AI. Yeah. So meaning that, the days of just knowing Photoshop really well and how to get this right angle and hue and tone, those days are over because now I can type it. Mm-hmm. And so you just need to learn how to type it better than everybody else. And I think you'll be fine.
Awesome. Cliff, it's always such a pleasure. Thank you so much for kind of running through all of these incredible tools. And on behalf of the entire Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center, everyone here today, we are sincerely grateful for you joining us.
Thanks, everybody. And thanks, everybody, for joining too.
Awesome. And to our audience, we would love for you to join us again for upcoming webinars, which you can view using the link that's going to be posted in the chat. Thank you all so much for joining us today, and we look forward to welcoming you back online with us soon.